There is a pharmacy inside your head. It is open 24 hours a day, requires no insurance, and stocks some of the most powerful drugs known to science. It can kill pain, lift depression, and even calm the tremors of Parkinson's disease. But there is a catch. This pharmacy only opens its doors when you believe it should. This is the story of the placebo effect. It is not magic, it is biology. Over the next hour, we will journey into the intersection of neuroscience, psychology, and medical testing to understand how the simple power of belief can reshape your physical reality. Let's start with a definition. What exactly is a placebo? In the medical world, it is often dismissed as a sugar pill. Technically, it is a substance or treatment with absolutely no active therapeutic effect. It looks like medicine, it tastes like medicine, but chemically it is inert. It contains nothing that should heal you. Yet, despite being fake, it is the most important tool we have in medical research. It is used to test every new drug on the market, serving as the baseline to determine true effectiveness beyond psychological factors. So how can a nothing pill do something? The placebo effect is a remarkable phenomenon where a patient's condition improves simply because they believe they are receiving real treatment. It is a testament to the power of the mind. The mind convinces the body that the fake treatment is genuine. This belief triggers a cascade of physiological responses, resulting in decreased pain, improved mood, or fading symptoms. It challenges the very notion of what it means to be sick and what it means to be healed. Skeptics often dismiss this phenomenon, saying it is all in your head. Well, yes, it is, but that doesn't mean it's fake. Your head, specifically your brain, controls your entire body. When you expect to get better, your brain releases real chemicals. These aren't imaginary. They are measurable. Brain chemicals like endorphins cause actual physical changes throughout your entire body. A thought can lower blood pressure. A hope can reduce inflammation. The placebo effect proves that the boundary between mental and physical health is porous. Let's open the doors to that internal pharmacy. Your brain is a natural chemical factory. It produces endorphins, which are natural painkillers, chemically similar to morphine. It produces dopamine, the reward chemical that dictates our mood and motivation. When you take a placebo, the ritual of treatment can trigger the release of these powerful healing chemicals completely naturally. You aren't just imagining relief. Your brain is literally drugging you with its own supply of medicine. The scientific study of this effect has a dramatic origin story. We go back to World War II and meet an American anesthesiologist named Henry Beecher. In the chaos of the battlefield, he ran out of morphine while treating wounded soldiers. Desperate to offer comfort, he injected them with simple saline, salt water, but told them it was powerful morphine. What happened next changed medicine forever. Remarkably, 40% of the soldiers reported their pain went away completely. They didn't go into shock. The belief that they had been treated was enough to blunt the agony of war. This brings us to the psychology of conditioning. We are all, in a way, Pavlov's dogs. Pavlov trained dogs to salivate at the sound of a bell because they associated it with food. Similarly, our brains are trained to associate pills, white coats, and hospitals with relief. The ritual of taking medicine and seeing a doctor starts the healing process in your body automatically, often before the drug has even entered your bloodstream. We are conditioned to heal. The strength of this effect depends on the performance. Several factors influence the placebo. First, color matters. Studies show that red pills are perceived as stimulants, while blue pills are felt as sedatives. Second, price perception plays a role. Expensive pills are consistently perceived to work significantly better than cheaper ones. Even the doctor's attitude counts. A warm, confident doctor dramatically boosts the placebo effect compared to a cold, distant one. Finally, invasiveness matters. Injections feel more powerful and effective to patients than simple pills. The more dramatic the intervention, the stronger the belief. But this power has a dark side. It is called the nocebo effect. This is the evil twin of the placebo. If the mind can heal, it can also harm. If you expect a treatment to hurt or cause side effects, it probably will. For example, patients told that a pill causes nausea might vomit, even if it is just a sugar pill. This demonstrates the power of negative expectations. It reveals that our fear is just as biologically potent as our hope. Because this effect is so powerful, it creates a problem for science. How do we know if a new drug works or if it is just the placebo effect? This is why we need placebos in science. To prove a new drug actually works, it must outperform the placebo. Scientists must answer a difficult question. Did the drug heal them, or did the idea of the drug heal them? To find the truth, we use rigorous testing methods that strip away the psychological influence. A gold standard of this testing is the double-blind study. In these experiments, blind means the patient doesn't know what they took, but double-blind means the doctor also doesn't know who received what treatment. This is crucial. It prevents the doctor from accidentally giving clues through body language or behavior to the patient. If the doctor knew who had the real drug, they might act more confident, inadvertently boosting the placebo effect in that group. Let's look at the math. Imagine we test a new painkiller. The real drug group reports a 50% improvement rate. That sounds great, but the placebo group, the ones who took sugar pills, reports a 30% improvement rate. This means the true effectiveness of the drug is only 20%. If both groups improved equally, the drug is a failure. It means the chemical is doing nothing more than the patient's own belief. The placebo effect isn't limited to pills. Can you have a placebo surgery? The answer is yes. These are called sham surgeries. In these studies, the patient is sedated. Doctors make a small cut to simulate the procedure, but perform no actual repair inside. Shockingly, studies on knee pain showed that sham surgery worked just as well as real surgery for some conditions. This proves that the ritual of surgery, the anesthesia, the scar, the recovery, creates powerful expectations that can relieve pain without any physical correction. This power raises a massive ethical question. Is it lying? There are pros and cons. On one hand, placebos can help patients without side effects or harmful chemicals, offering natural relief. On the other hand, it involves deception and breaks the fundamental trust between doctor and patient. The modern rule is strict. It is generally considered unethical to use placebos in therapy to trick patients, but they remain essential in research to test new medicines. But recently, there has been a twist. Researchers are experimenting with open-label placebos. This involves telling the patient the truth. This is a sugar pill, but it might help you. Surprisingly, it often still works. Even when people know it is fake, the patient still performs the ritual of self-care. Taking the pill twice a day triggers the healing responses in the brain, suggesting that we don't need to be tricked to access our internal pharmacy. We just need a trigger. It is important not to overstate this power. There are strict limits of the placebo. It changes symptoms and perception, not the underlying physiology of disease. It can reduce the perception of pain, but it cannot shrink a tumor, kill a virus, or knit together a broken bone. It makes you feel better emotionally and mentally, which is valuable, but it might not actually make you better physically in terms of curing a disease. Why did we evolve this strange capability? Why doesn't our body just heal us all the time? There is an evolutionary theory, energy conservation. The immune system costs significant energy to run at full capacity. Fighting pain and infection burns calories. Perhaps the brain waits for a signal of medicine or safety, a sign that help has arrived before unlocking its full healing resources. The placebo tells the brain, it's safe to spend energy on healing now, conserving precious resources until they are most likely to succeed. The takeaway from all this is profound. The mind and body are not separate. They are deeply connected. Your attitude, your hope, and your belief genuinely matter in recovery and healing. While positive thinking isn't a cure-all, it is a biological mechanic that we are just beginning to understand. It turns out that the soft science of psychology drives the hard science of physiology. This phenomenon also underscores why science requires such strict testing methodologies. Because our minds are so eager to find patterns and relief, we are easily fooled. We need double-blind trials to distinguish biological effects from psychological influences. Without them, we would be drowning in snake oil and false cures that work only because we want them to. In summary, the placebo effect is not a trick. It creates genuine biological change driven by belief and expectation. It relies on a complex cocktail of endorphins, dopamine, and conditioning to produce measurable physical effects. And for modern medicine, it remains the essential benchmark against which all real treatment is measured. It reminds us that in the art of healing, the patient's mind is always an active participant.